Really our channel. Friends and family, it's good to see you. I'm starting a little early tonight because I have a meeting of the Republic at 7 o'clock Mountain Time. That's, we're a couple hours behind New York and the like. But yeah, so because of that, I'm doing an early broadcast, and hopefully it'll be successful in that I'll have something. I'll figure out what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so a lot is going on right now. I think the focus is really on Minnesota. Hey, Sandra. I think the focus is really on the ice situation in Minnesota, and how appropriate it is for Minnesota to have an ice issue. Starfire. Yeah, so it's all about the noise. Like I said last night, this is the end, in my opinion, of the color revolutions. It's really the end of the democrats. It's really the end of the whole parasitic way of life is coming to an abrupt collapse. Not an abrupt, but it's dominoes. But they've been setting this up since Lincoln's time. The corporation moved in. They took over the world with this transnational criminal organization. I just want to do a quick recap because I had a friend reached out to me who I think is sort of leans liberal. I couldn't really judge. I didn't have time to really get on the phone with him, but he's an old dear friend, and he sent me a thing that said Trump is in big trouble or something like this. And I said, Josh, I said, this is not. This is just you're not seeing the forest. You're seeing the trees. This is some isolated news, you know, fake news thing. And he said to me, "Can you explain to me what's going on right now?" And I'm not sure if he was sincere about asking this. I don't know if he's on the channel now. He says he watches my channel. I said, Josh, just watch my channel. I think we go through it all the time. He said, yeah, but I don't really get it. I was hoping you could explain it to me. Well, I just I love Josh dearly. Josh is one of those people that I don't talk to him, not because I don't want to talk to him. It's because I do want to talk to him. And I just know if I get on the phone with Josh, 5 hours are going to go by. Danielle is going to be like, jumping up and down and saying, like, what happened to our day? And I've told you that I've confessed that I have, several people, a good, a lot of people in my life that I avoid because, I mean, this will sound strange. I don't really feel like I have time to discuss stuff with individuals at length. I don't, in terms of like my agenda for my life, I can't take I can't justify taking a half hour out of my life to really try to get, I'm patient with people. I care about people, but okay. So this is for Josh. I'm just going to give a 3 minute 3 minute summary and for anybody who's new to this channel, new to this thought stream, new to maybe to Q, new to going down rabbit holes, new to the fact that the great awakening. Josh said, well, what's going on? I said, this is the great awakening. He's like, well, what's that? What I said, if you really want to know where we are heading right now, look up Gesara Nasara, GESARA, and then Nasara is the national, but global and national economic reform, whatever it is. And you will understand what's going on. So let me just summarize this in a short amount of time, and then I'll go on. I think that before I do that, I just want to preface that to say that the whole thing in Minnesota is just it's a non it, it's nothing. It's really nothing. And why is it nothing? because it's a well-known spiritual concept that if you're having an issue on this in this dimension, let's say dimension, we'll call it dimension A, that if you go to a higher level of understanding, the issue doesn't exist. It doesn't really exist, right? So okay, so let me just try to summarize it for anyone who's new to the channel, and all for my old friends. I'll try to be quick, but I will get back to the Minnesota thing, which I think is just a non-starter. Oh, I know where I was going with that. That what Trump does is there's a conflict going on. There's the usual way that it goes. It's a color revolution. They're going to burn down the city. They're going to blame Trump for being a fascist and all this other nonsense. And yada yada yada. You know, they're gonna. It's just gonna be noise and firecrackers. But Trump is like, and this is his solution to every problem, whether it be Gaza, whether it be India and Pakistan, whether it be really Democrats and Republicans. I mean, I don't make any real distinction. There's no, to me, there's really no essential difference between the two. It's a uniparty. But what Trump does is he says, okay, there's this issue going on in this dimension. And by the rules of the matrix, that would go to Minnesota blows up. They loot and they burn and they cause turmoil, and then they blame it all on Trump, and the world goes into panic and chaos. And meanwhile, they steal all our money. Trump Trump's strategy is like he doesn't engage on that level. He just goes above it. They're basically sucking out the finances for all these criminal organizations, for all these NGOs, for all the people financing Antifa and the lot in Minnesota. He's not going. I mean, they are going to the streets too. But he basically goes to a higher dimension, which is the financial dimension, because we're all dependent on food. So they sent Tom Homan to Tim Waltz and said, "Fine, man, we are just going to arrest you, execute you, and take all your money, or you can play along with us." And this is how they rock. This is how they roll. This is how you go into a place like India and Pakistan, where the matrix parasites have been creating wars for centuries. They purposely set this country up, Pakistan, a Muslim enclave in the middle of Hindu Israel, India, and it's been nothing but fighting ever since. But Trump goes, "Hey, man, you want to do business with me? Then you got to stop this war." And remember, this links in with Jassara, because Jassara says there can be no more wars. We cannot institute Jassara while there are wars ablaze, while there is fraud ablaze. So what are the White House and President Trump doing? They're eliminating all fraud. They send Elon and the Doge boys in to eliminate all fraud. Now the people in Minnesota, in California, all these creepsters that have been stealing the money that you and I work for, or I used to have to pay taxes because I was on the payroll of the Department of Education, and they automatically took out taxes. Same thing with my non-taxable retirement fund. They taxed the hell out of me, and then they wanted to tax me some more, and I was just like, I'm sorry, but I you can't shake me down that much. I don't have what to give, much to do with others, right? So yeah, it's not that I'm antisocial. I love people. I love being with people. I loved going to synagogue. I loved going, and the people that were there were like, "Ellie, how can you leave? You love people. You love to be around people." And my son is always asking, "Ellie, Dad, Tati," he calls me Tati. Tati, are how is the isolation out there? Do you miss? And while he's on the phone, somebody's asking him out to come over to their house for Shabbos. He says hello to people. I get that a little bit when I go to town. I'm very sociable in town, but do I miss it? I don't, because I feel like I have a mission. I have what to do. I have an important. I feel that my what I do, even though I don't make money broadcasting, but I mean I do in that I try to share the Lifeway product. But generally, the more hits I get, the less I make. It doesn't really matter. I mean that's kind of what I figured out. It's like, X is like, if I get 5 million hits in 3 months, they might think about monetizing me. So it's like I have 17,000 peeps, and I'm not going to knock myself out trying to make a video that I'm not wholeheartedly into, that I don't really believe in, that could get that kind of hits. Because for me to get those kind of hits, I have to put out a message that is I don't find very interesting. It's I can the EBS is coming, XRP is going to the moon. All those are the kind of things people want to hear, and I'm just like, it's not interesting to my consciousness. So Trump solves it from above. Okay, so here, Josh, here is the thing. If you're in the matrix, you do not realize it, but there is a transnational criminal organization that worships Satan, and they have been in charge of everything in our life: the media, the doctors, the lawyers, the education, big pharma, big tech, all the corporations, all the food, everything. They have run everything: the food, the water, the air, and the vaccine holocaust. These people are behind depopulation. They don't love humanity. They love themselves. They are probably hybrids from the Garden of Eden. They're probably the descendants of Cain and Abel. And these people have been in charge of the banking, of the money, of the government, of the schools, of the fire department, everything. These people. I mean, I'm not saying firemen are satanic, but remember, Chris Vonnegut had that wrote that novel. For I think was it Vonnegut? No, maybe it was somebody else. Fahrenheit 451, where if you were caught with a book, they would come and burn the books. That was the fire department came to burn books. But that has happened behind the scenes. Um, David Lester Straight said that you cannot find a history book before that was written before 1900. They've all been destroyed. So, Josh, if you're still listening, there's a bunch of crooks took over the world. Those of us who have been researching this now understand it. We understand, and we can clearly see, and we've been studying it for years, and we have a community of people that also studies it, and we've been looking at these military grade intelligence reports called Q, that came from Q, the Army of Virginia, military intelligence that was spread throughout the world. And we've come to the conclusion that the Matrix is essentially a movie. They're producing a movie, and the media all lies about the same thing. And they lie about your nutritional needs. They lie about your medical needs. They lie about what's really going on in the world. They lie about everything. They lie about your history. They lie about going to the moon. They lie about it all. And we, the members of the republic, really, which is which will come into being soon, which we are forming now. I'll put on the little post for it just so you guys can get in on it. That's the reason I'm broadcasting early, because I'm going to a meeting of the Mojave County Republic, where I am now a bailiff. I'm a bailiff in the Mojave County Republic. I believe in this. I put this over the podcast, even though I believe in the podcast. But to me, the Republic trumps it all. That's what this is all about. So also, while I'm kind of like taking a break from the usual. So yeah, republicforusa.org. Pretty simple. It's just simple. Sign up. Once there are enough people, they will have Jassara elections. And Josh, if you're still listening, look up Jassara. It's very simple. They're like 10, 20 points, and that's where we're heading. The illusion is the matrix is is glitching and being destroyed as we speak. Brian Best, best organic coffee around. Spiritual Bean Coffee. Go to his coffee shop in Prescott. Go to Dave's Keto Carnivore if you're in Kingman. I'm also hoping to recommend my friend Travis and his lumberyard, his sawmill. Well, but I have to go meet him first. Okay, so let's go back to the chats. Let me just take a moment to, while I'm like taking a break, and I'm going to go straight to the news. Right. Okay. So captions. I made a new caption. I think. Where did it go? Uh, where did my caption go? They don't do it in order. He, this could be it. I think this is it. Let's see. Oh, let me see if why it's down here. Right. If you're interested in LifeWave patches, uh, go to yeah.
Say about the Hawaii trip.
Okay, the Hawaii trip. Right. Okay. This isn't. I don't know if this is the one I wanted to show. Um, no, this is not it. Okay, I wanted to show one that has. Where did it go? This. Oh, it can't be. Okay, here it is. Okay. I wanted to share. Okay, yeah, I wanted to share this. This is a more updated information clip. If you want to sign up under Danielle, you can go to her site Q Drummer Girl, Q Drummer Woman 17, or go to her Instagram channel, or give her a text or call her. People seem to like. I mean, it's better. It's probably better to sign up under Daniela because she'll get back to you. I will get back to you. I mean, I'm becoming more proactive as I really enjoy the technology and realize the importance of the technology. But and Dr. Stacy has a Zoom meeting Tuesday. Didn't I? It didn't say Tuesday or Wednesday. I had an updated one of these. Let me just see if this is it. No, that's maybe this is it. Let me check. Yeah, this is probably it. This has all the info. Q Drummer Girl, right? Instagram. You can go to her Instagram. QD Chernesky 77017. Text her and call her. You can zoom. Yeah, this is the updated one, and unfortunately, it moves across the screen. But we are learning more and more. And I spoke to a lovely couple, Dave and Michelle from Indiana, and now they live in Florida. But like for somebody who's I'm 71 and my health has just skyrocketed in a positive direction. I mean it partially it's my mindset. I don't believe in getting old. I don't feel, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. I don't feel any different than I did when I was 14, except that I feel I'm more adjusted. I don't, the things that used to bother me when I was 14 to about 65, let's say, when I was still working in the Department of Education, 68, maybe it was. I don't know what it was. But anyway, those things don't bother me anymore. But I'm still like, I still feel, I feel like a teenager. And if you're suffering, if you're getting older, if you feel like you're getting old, you don't have to. I don't believe in it. I just don't believe in getting old. I think you should just get better. You should really get better at what you do, and your health should improve. So what Danielle wanted to share is that we're like halfway to getting a free trip to Hawaii with LifeWave from sharing this. We would love you to join up with us so we can all go on trips together, man. I mean, Dr. Stacy said she has people that won all the points to the trip in like 2 days, but they were like network marketers and they had they were like pros. We're not pros. We're just sharing a very good technology. Today I have on X39, X49 for my muscles, X39 for my stem cells and general health and wellness and clarity of thinking. and stimulation of my light body. X49 is a similar sister peptide. Remember, this technology puts nothing into your body. It just reflects your own infrared heat essentially and bounces it back as light from this crystalline structure of these patches. But today I have X39, X49 glutathione patch. We won a bunch of free sleeves of thanks to somebody bought some patches, and we got a few sleeves of glutathione, which we love. I also have Alavita, which is for it really unblocks your pineal gland. That's what Dr. Stacy. I had a great meeting with her today. She says Alavita. I told her, I said I was taking Alavita at night, but I had to stop taking it because my dreams and my consciousness was too alive because it stimulates, it activates, it decalcifies your pineal gland. And you'll have if you're like me, you're a little bit sensitive. You might get find your mind, your consciousness is too active at night. So I'm wearing Alavita during the day and working out here doing amazing things. I'm going to show you a little clip if we have time. Yeah, we do have time. I'm going to show you a little clip of my latest attempt to at my building thing. But anyway, this is all the contact information. SP6, Daniela says she feels it right away. That resets or works on your endocrine system. These patches are marvelous. Eon is the best. We ran out of Eon recently, which I'm very sad about because Eon reduces inflammation, both mental inflammation and physical inflammation, and it's great for like if you have aches and pains. Listen, guys, if you like, I can stand on one foot. I couldn't do that before I started patching. And for a couple of years, even while I was patching, I couldn't do it. It took a couple of years. I could stand on one foot. I'm 70. I'll be 71 in a few weeks. I just went on. I climbed into the remote back place, near my in my backyard. I Daniela gave me a couple hours off. She was watching. She wanted to watch a football game, so literally ran down into the canyon, did my explorations, did some, started I dug a little bit. I brought a shovel. I did some digging into a place that I was curious about, and then I came back, and it was like a 3 hour trip. But it's like it's not even a question like, oh, I'm too old to do that. It's just these patches are great. And I asked Dr. Stacy, I said, if you're in really bad health and you make poor health choices and your consciousness is not really, you feel like you got to take a pill or else not, like this idea of that your light is going to reflect you. She said, no, just the opposite. She said, the only way the patches don't work is if you don't put them on. She said, even if you have like lousy health, but the thing is, what I love about this particular technology is that when you start using it and when you start investing in your own health, you will want to have a good diet. You won't want to eat the crap that they produce in the grocery stores. The seed oils. I said to my son, I said, are you eating seed oils? He says, what's seed oil? I'm like, I mean, my son's a very bright kid. They just don't hear about it. Like in that community, it's just. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, I think it's good for everyone, and I want to thank everyone. But I also want to create a community of people who share this, like Grant's interested, and Nachum, and I have a bunch of people who are interested in sharing this product. I want to be able to party with you when we get a free trip to Hawaii. That's when I will, that's when I want to chat. That's when I want to brainstorm. That's when I want to share information with other people. Not when I'm up here trying to build a house, and we're constantly on supply runs, and we're struggling with the financial aspects and all this other stuff, getting materials, figuring out where the materials are, this kind of stuff. But anyway, think and believe is exactly what you get. Right. Think and believe. Right. Exactly. So I haven't been like real. Listen. I love people. I love to chat. I could chat you up. I could, but I I just feel like I got stuff to do, and I feel driven to I want to join the I want to work in the Republic. I want to do all these extra broadcasts and everything else, and I want to share the beauty of creation with other folks, a lot of other folks, as many as I can. Okay, so with that said, I could take this off, but again, thank you for supporting the LifeWave pursuit. It's tremendous help to us. It'll be a tremendous help to you. You'll see. It's an amazing technology. The big pharma is not going to come out with this because it actually helps you. I mean, it's that simple. It doesn't kill you, so they're not. Of course, you're not going to hear about it, and Pfizer's not going to come out with their own version of it. Okay. With that said, let's hide this. You can check it. Ticker hidden. Okay. Now I want to go to a couple of things. So basically, we are fighting an underground an organization that they're not one nation. It's not the Chinese. It's not the Iranians. It is the people that are trying to control the world, that have been controlling the world underneath. So it's the Fed, it's the banking system, it's fiat currency, it's the stock market. Apparently, it's all a lie, and your birth certificate is used against you. All these things, So if you're new to this thought stream, just keep coming. I'm sorry but I feel like I want to appeal to the people who have been on my channel for years and have been doing their research and running down rabbit holes and have been ostracized from their communities and lost their jobs and have they and live have learned to live on their own for 35 years and be comfortable with it. I mean, these are my peeps. These are our peeps. We are a community of people that are, I think, on the cutting edge of the Great Awakening. We are preparing ourselves for amazing change that's coming around the bend. So Trump did not fall for obviously, because he's so much brighter than these idiots. He did not fall for the ICE card. I'm going to declare the Insurrection Act and just he went in and he probably made a deal with this Waltz or what, this creepazoid, and he said, it's kind of like this. It's like the in the mob thing. It's like you got a choice. Either your brains or your signature is going to be on this paper. I mean, in so many words. I mean, not exactly like that, but he's basically saying, we're going to probably. He said to these creepazoid. These are not humans. These are hired guns. These they all came from out of state. They've all probably been blackmailed. They're all probably pedophiles. They whatever. Okay, so let's just go to a few stories. Life is short, friends. Just do it. Yeah, whatever it is, just do it. I agree, Sandra. That is so to the point. Love Hawaii. Yeah, I've never been to Hawaii. I've never really been anywhere. I don't honestly. I don't really like to travel. I like to stay
I
home.
always wanted to go to Hawaii.
Daniela wants to go to Hawaii. She likes to travel. So, we make, I come along, we do things where we have to travel, and I just, you know, I make the best of it. I make it work for me. I'm not, I don't sit there and go, damn this, I hate this. I want to go home. No, I mean, I try to enjoy it. Like we all should. Great stamina. Yeah. It's, and listen, by nature, I've always been considered myself a bit of a quitter. Like, I like to start projects, but I don't like to but now I am just now it's at approaching 71. I'm all about persistence. I mean, they cannot undo my channel. They can cancel me all they like. They can shadow ban me all they like. It's like, okay, no biggie. You know, I- if I'm successful, that's great. If I'm not successful, that's great. But I'm successful in that I just do it. This is what I do. Whether you want to pay me, whether you want to shadow ban me, and I think that's the way we have to approach things. Okay, so before I go to the news, I'm going to show you if I can figure out how to do this. I didn't know. I don't think I can do this now, but I wanted to show you a clip of this Rube Goldberg thing I did to lift this beam into place. But I put it out on X and on YouTube. So there's a short clip showing like what you do when you're off grid and you have no you don't have the right proper tools. You don't have a crane in your sitting in your driveway. So you use whatever you can find. Okay, let's go to the news. All right, I'm going to start with my thought stream. Minnesota Ice like card. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can show this thing. All right, we're just warming up. I mean, these guys are not playing anymore. And I think it was Q that said years ago there was a Q post that said you're going to see military guys dressed up as police. Listen, man, the libs asked for this, and they're going to get it. They're going to get exactly what they want. Don't forget to sign up in your state for the re-inhabited republic. Absolutely. Yeah. If you're in Florida, contact me and I'll be happy. Oh, you're the best, man. Grant's the best. Oh, gosh, I have to get my friend Arik out of YouTube jail, but he was complaining about California. So just become the governor, but take over. Just we have to have all 51 or 50 states. Okay, I don't know how many states. I'm not so smart. Okay, so let's go back to the thought stream. I'm just going to give you a quick overview of all this stuff that's going on. Okay, so Minnesota, man, these guys, they're not playing anymore. Let's watch.
Notorious.
I'm going to arrest you. Do you understand?
Okay, that's a kind of a fun clip. Let me just keep going on. DC Drano, Minnesota State Police have finally been activated to protect federal agents while they sleep. Okay, I mean, I think whatever they said to Tom Holman, I'm sorry, whatever Holman said to Tim Waltz, it's holy crap. The police rush and made arrest outside the hotel. Leftist writers believe Greg Bovino was staying in Minneapolis. Just in, the United States deploys another fleet of warships towards Iran. Now, whether they'll engage or not, Trump knows how to play this chess. Minnesota police are holding nothing back against the left now. President Trump forced Tim Walls into caving big time, and arrests were made outside the federal agent's hotel. Okay, so they just arrested everybody. Iraq first domino falls today. Today, Tuesday, January 27th, presidential election. So they're saying this is kind of for those people excited about the Iraqi dinar being reset, but trillions to billions to millions, rate change, massaging, sovereignty achieved. All right, so it's happening. Things are really moving fast. Gosh, what did I just do? Hold it. I'll go back. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I don't want to lose my thought stream again. Okay, but this is just a smattering. Let me go. Let me go to regular X, not my thing. But you can see they're just making ICE harder. All right, so they're arresting a lot of people. May God destroy the evil in our government. Amen. The question we all get asked, where is it being manufactured? It's a valid question. If aircraft are dispensing toxins, who supplies them? Well, consider what comes out of the coal-fired power plants, a waste that contains all the elements we're finding in the air. I mean, this is another outrage that hasn't been solved. Confirmed, January 28th marked the point of no return. So today is the 27th, tomorrow, okay, Trump should tell all the illegals that he will give them citizenship if they vote Republican. See how fast the Democrats want them deported, right? Being a leader doesn't mean you have followers. It means you go first, right? That's good. DTCC acquired security platforms. Demo reveals Ripple and Stellar payment of options. So these are being utilized. Okay, millennia. Okay, millennia. Cool. Uh, Dear Donald Trump, Secretary of War, Secretary Rubio, I'm ready for deployment. This is a formal request. I know Tehran and its urban structure, neighborhoods, etc. I can help you take down the Islamic regime or die serving. There are thousands more who would join. Okay, that's the Iranians are done with the Islamics. The Trump administration stopped the political closure of coal plants, and this weekend it paid off. I had no clue leaving the Democrat Party would result in so much animosity amongst people I love. Yeah, she's a demon, that's for sure, man. Central casting. Actor. Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. My favorite thing to do in school was leaving, right? I can understand that. Reliable information from a trusted source indicates that the United States rejects Nouri al-Maliki and considers one of the most dangerous political arms of the Iranian project inside Iraq, and that any attempt to reinstate him would automatically result in the international isolation of Iraq and drag it towards sanctions and collapse. Okay, so this is reliable information from trusted sources indicate that the United States rejects Nouri al-Maliki and considers him. So this is damn, blew my mind with the ability to write off. Okay. This is like Trump style diplomacy. He's like, this is an Iranian, I'm just putting the pieces together, but this is an Iranian pawn. I still have some time. This is an Iranian pawn, and Iran has been heavily influencing Iraq. There was a power vacuum and they basically moved in. So Trump is saying, no, we are taking you guys out. And it's not Iran. It's not, this is where Josh and anyone who's new to this has to understand. It's not Iran. It is the deep state. It is the satanic cult behind Iran, the CIA, the black sites, the Five Eye organizations, all these organizations that are run by the sons and daughters of Cain, the Satanists. They are fighting humanity. This is a war of good versus evil. It's not about countries. My friend Josh also sent a thing about Trump just blew it in Canada. It's like, Josh, he didn't blow it in Canada. Canada is going to be part of the United States. You're looking at the little details of the news. The news is bullshit. It's fake news. Everything is fake. But if you want to know what's really going on, look at Jassara. This is going to be one country from South America to North America will be the United States of America, as it should be, the Gulf of America. So the narco-terrorists have to leave. This is part of the deep state army. This is part of these Satanists, is the cartels. They run Mexico. They ran Venezuela until they were chased out. Okay, so let me just see what else is here. Would love to fly just to buy lunch. Okay, Carney will fold very soon. Right, but it's just a show. It's a movie. I mean, it's not Carney that's going to fall. It's just that Canada is part of the United States. The Matrix made this make-believe country, just like they're trying to say, okay, we'll give you Iraq, we'll free Iraq, but we still want a president who's from Iran. It's like President Trump is not stupid. And he always goes to the higher dimension to solve a problem in this dimension. So you may say, oh, yeah, it's Democrats, it's Republicans. He's like, no, follow the money. Who's taking the money? Who's stealing taxpayer money? Those are the people we're going to go after. And this is real. This is real deal, because that's your pocketbook is your survival. It's what they say in in religious circles, if you give charity to somebody, it's not just you're giving charity, it's you're giving your food, you're giving your sustenance to somebody else. That's a very high level of exchange. Not everyone's ready to do that kind of thing. No, Grant, you're the best. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I'm so proud of, I'm so happy that you dug the Republic. I mean, that this is all about action. This is not about trying to figure anything out. This is about joining the Republic, about living in the divine world. Let me just see if I can find that thing, because I think it was kind of charming in a sort of way. I did post this. So yeah, so this is Trump's, how he solves everything. This woman is wonderful, but I think she's always saying the people of London. She doesn't say the Satanists. I guess that makes her more presentable. But President Trump has battled the deep state, the Democrats, foreign nations, got shot, been impeached twice, won the presidency 3 times, got indicted 3 times, and had his home raided. And he looks like he just came down the elevator. He doesn't age, right? And neither should anybody else. ICE, anti-ICE agitators arrested after police declare, yeah, they just. They're just all going to get arrested. ICE. This is great. I want to show. Okay, China just hacked the heart of NATO power. This wasn't a data breach. This was a strategic espionage at scale. Chinese state-linked hackers infiltrated UK government phones, targeting senior officials. I don't know anything about that. We are witnessing the most corrupt, anti-American, godless, and criminal Democrat. Okay, but it's worse than that. It's the Democrats are just the face of the real demons. We're talking about insurrection and treason, right? That's what's going on in Minnesota. There are far more eligible Social Security numbers than there are citizens in the USA. This might be the biggest fraud in history. Holman is going after all the Signal users who broke the law. This is why we are being targeted. Listen to this
job, and these people who want to say follow us, and film ICE. You know what? You can protest. They have that right. But when you cross the line, and we've proven it, if you interfere or impede or assault an ICE officer, you will be prosecuted. And one thing I'm pushing for right now, Laura, we're going to create a database where those people that are arrested for interference, impediment, assault, we're going to make them famous. We're going to put their face on TV. We're going to let their employers in their neighborhoods, in their schools, know who these people are. Because as you said, a lot of these people, they say they're taking time off work to protest. I bet you a lot of them are calling in sick. I bet you a lot of their employers don't know what they're doing. But we're
okay. So this is, they're taking it to the streets. They're getting them where it hurts. So let me just see if I can go to my thought stream for 1 second. I just wanted to show you this because I think it's kind of cool. Let's see. Stop sharing. Okay. Wait. Let me try that again. This annoying, these software people. Okay, let's go to here. Let's go to here. Let's go to here. Let's go here. And then let's just go to here. Okay, now I want to show you Clarity Act, right? Yeah, they're arresting people. Iran, the thing with Iran, Minnesota, first domino falling today. Iraq, I met with Governor Walz and top law enforcement discussed the thing on Minnesota. We all agree that we need to support our law enforcement officers and get criminals off the streets. While we don't agree on everything, these meetings were a productive starting point, and I look forward to more conversations with key stakeholders in the day ahead with President Trump. So what has this led to? The anti-ICE agitators are now mad at Tim Walz. Go figure, right? for dealing with for negotiating with Trump. Citizens of Alberta are demanding independence from Canada. The Clarity Act passing will trigger XRP to go absolutely parabolic. This is because it makes the rules of crypto simple and clear. Simply put, it tells everyone which cryptos are allowed and which ones aren't legally. We all know XRP has been checked legally. Okay, so that's very important. Trump just made Tim Walz fold like a cheap lawn chair. Minnesota cops finally arrest rioters after their phone call. This is huge. Japan is the economy of Japan is falling apart. Expect high market volatility. Trump is saying Iraq is fine, but you can't. We're not allowing you to. The chemtrails continue. I don't know why. This is the one I wanted to use as my thumbnail. But the Fed's Judy Shelton paradox. Why would a fiat system accept a chair whose worldwide view threatens fiat itself? Is it because systems in late stage legitimacy crisis often need a credible reformer, not to maintain the system, but to re-anchor it before collapse becomes undeniable? That's why Judy Shelton is dangerous to the Federal Reserve as designed, and precisely why she is invaluable to our republic as constituted. Okay, so it's all about the republic, about reconstituting the republic. The White House releases the names of the NGOs funding Antifa and the riots. This is what I'm talking about, going to a higher dimension. They're not just taking them out on the streets. Listen to this.
We followed the money, and we followed it to the top of what we call the protest industrial complex, Riot Inc., and we found a network of NGOs. It's not just the Soros network, the Open Society network. It's other funding networks, the Arabella funding network, the Tides funding network.
Okay, so that's going above. Elon the White is back. That's a great. I like this little meme. F you, F off, F the system. The U.S. envoy to Iraq, senior officials have benefited from corruption. We will hold those involved in corruption accountable without exception. So this isn't just, we're not talking about the United States. According to Jassara law, corruption must be ended worldwide. And the Republic. Okay, I want you to see this flick. This is really beautiful.
Hey, listen up for a second. You're living in one of the most important moments in human history, and most people don't even realize it. Everything you've watched these last few years, all the craziness, all the corruption, all the exposure, that wasn't by accident. It wasn't by coincidence. That was the system showing you its cracks so you'd finally see the truth underneath it. Because what's coming isn't collapse, it's correction. For too long, corporations stepped in between the people and their own authority. Agencies act like they were government, when really, they were just businesses with fancy titles. And they got comfortable, real comfortable. So comfortable they forgot there were limits. Limits written in the Constitution. Limits written in law. Limits written in the natural order. And that's why everything's shaking right now. Because the people are remembering who the hell they are. A republic isn't something you beg for. A republic is something you stand up and embody. That's the shift. That's the moment. That's what this has all been setting up for you, for me, for us, to step back into our role, not as spectators, but as the actual damn republic. Personal governance, community governance, human beings making decisions again, not corporations hiding behind paperwork. You're seeing agencies crumble? Good. You're seeing corruption fall apart? Good. You're seeing exposure everywhere? Good. It means the foundation is being cleared for something real to return. The republic doesn't come from Washington. The republic comes from the people standing up and saying, we remember who we are. This time in history, right now, this is where every voice matters, every action matters, every choice matters. Because the system only had the power you forgot you gave it. And now people are remembering, slowly, surely, collectively. This is the time where you don't want to wait for permission. You walk like you already are the authority, because you are. Not unlawfully, not recklessly, but with clarity, with responsibility, with presence, with the calm confidence that says I was born for this moment. Everything you've been seeing, it's not the end, it's the setup. The setup for people to rise, the setup for the republic to return, the setup for communities to govern themselves again without interference, without third parties, without fraud disguised as authority. This is our chapter, our correction, our rise. Be present, be accountable, be unshakable, and most of all, be who you were designed to be in this lifetime. Semper Fidelis. I love y'all. 903 out.
Okay, that was oh no, what did I do? Okay, somehow things are. Well, let's see if I can escape. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm back to normal. Okay, thank God. There was one more clip. I'm really running out of time, but let me just see if I can get to this one last clip. Okay, ring the bell. Money buys everything. Media, doctors, politicians, scientists accept love, personality, freedom, immortality, silence, and peace. What's his name? Jerome is going down, man. He's going to get arrested. The Board of Peace will replace the UN. Pentagon dispatches 25 military lawyers to Minneapolis. Okay, so here's the thing I wanted to show you. This is my thing. Okay, wait a minute. I mean, no, hold it. Let me just get rid- Okay, sorry about that. Let me try that again. I wanted you to see this Rube Goldberg thing that we set up in the desert. Remember, we're out in the middle of nowhere. We don't have any money really for materials sometimes, but this is what we hooked together. Let me just show you this. Oh gosh, it'll take me too long to find it. No, we'll find it quick. Okay, I know where it is. Way down here. I thought you guys would find this cute. From the Mojave Desert from our off-grid experiment. So don't worry, I'm not going to drive the truck off. I'm just using the truck as a weight. So I'm using a ratchet system. I have to lift a heavy beam. I'll show you what I've got so far. I found a couple of wheels. They were used under like garbage bins that were left out in the desert. So I got these wheels. I got one up here and one there, and I'm using ratchet straps from my truck to try to pick this beam up and make it upright. And I found a scaffold, so I can rest the scaffold as I inch it up with my ratchet strap. But I thought it was a pretty interesting system. I don't really understand the block and tackle idea, but it seems to me that the more wheels, well, I'm using wheels, but the more pulleys you have, the less force that you have to apply. So I have these two wheels. I'd like to get a few more. Maybe when I go to town, I'll buy some actual pulleys. But so far, we've gotten this far with our beam, which is pretty exciting. I also had to build my own ladder. I didn't have a reasonable ladder, so was another project from yesterday. But one project leads to another, and we're enjoying living off grid and trying to find our own way. I don't think anyone's really going to come up here and help us lift this beam, so we had to figure out something. Have a great day, and know that we can really do anything we put our mind to. Okay, so that's my little thing, but everything, it seems to me that everything is coming together. We got the Clarity Act coming out in a few days. Is it today or Thursday? Thursday. We have there's something supposed to be some news from Iraq on Friday. I'll see it I'll believe it when I see it. But all these things, the collapse of the left, the collapse of the the color revolutions and the deep state, the collapse of their power, and the republic. Remember, in that film, he says the republic is not something you have to demand. It is what it already exists. The republic never went anywhere. It just was became non-populated, and now we are repopulating this natural state of divine law. All right, so it's all good. Let's see what time. Oh, I got a few minutes. Let me just play this tune, and we'll call it a night. But thanks for being here. Thanks for everything, and let's rock this song.
Living in the city, I was paying down my bills. One flat tire, and the whole thing went to hell. Credit cards for groceries, I'm deep in debt again. It's time to split this scene, walk with you, my friend. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land. Stopped paying taxes, your insurance I don't need. The medicines are killing us, hospitals grow like weeds. Moving to paradise, I don't need no gassy cars. Fake news, endless wars, a satanic legal bar. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. My friends all tell me I lost control. Left my wife and job just to run down rabbit holes. But I can tell you one thing about my fall. Where we go one, we go all. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. They stole our money, but they couldn't stop the plan. Let's go together, playing with the band. Leaving the matrix, heading for the promised land. Leaving the matrix, we're heading for the promised land.
So thanks for putting up with me. I'm sorry about the time change. We should be back to maybe to a normal. I don't know what a normal time is. I apologize that I don't have a regular schedule yet, but we're working on it. We're heading towards it. We're building a little house. We'll have a studio, and things will be more regular in the future. But love the project. Yeah, it's really coming along, but it's a lot. And it's so much fun. But anyway, so may the force be with you. May you realize that you are the force. The republic it's not something we have to create. It's not something we have to demand. It simply is. All you have to do is just be who you really are, which is divine. May source be with you. May you realize that you are a creative source, that you don't need permission. You don't need to follow any kind of like rules or regulations or keep any kind of religious thing if you want to. I mean, it's very pleasurable. I like doing it, but I don't do it anymore. But I used to like it, and I think it's a great place to be. Nothing against it, but you don't need it. You can connect directly at any time you want. So let's get out there with a big smile on our face and rock the world.